are live and back again, at least for one weekend. Next weekend probably won't be a show because we're going to Williamsburg, Virginia next week. So won't be home until Saturday evening, so I doubt if I'm going to be able to do a show next week. But with us tonight on the panel, we have Mr. Jason Stewart. How are you tonight?
Doing all right, man. Good to see y'all.
All right. And we also have the Kingpin himself. How are you tonight?
What up?
So before we got started, we were talking. Jason was telling us about how Cry to Mommy Punk is in the ring right now on AEW Collision, running his mouth and blah blah blah. Well, earlier this week he went running his mouth to ESPN, whining and crying about how Adam Page is too stiff in the ring and he hit him for real and blah 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 blah. And then it came out too that Punk is dodging a guy by the name of Kenta, who is in New Japan. Which, if CM Punk thinks Hangman Page is too stiff in the ring, he doesn't want any piece of Kenta. Kenta will kick his head off. I don't know if you guys know who Kenta is.
Man, I can tell you right now, we ain't seen the CM Punk in like a year, and he looks 10 years older now.
Yeah, it's been almost a year. It'll be a year in September.
Well, let me brag up what I did the other day, and I did this afternoon. When I got the YouTube notification for Punk is back, and they had like a little, I don't know what you call it, like a hype video or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They put that out during the week, and I'd seen it, didn't think much about it, you know what I mean? Then I came up one next day or two, and I seen it again, so I decided to make a comment, right? So then I'd never done this before on any video for any subject or anything. Like if I see something somebody says, occasionally I'll give it a thumbs down, right? I didn't have nothing to do and I was sitting here. There was like 950 some comments, right? I ran down through every one of them, gave them a thumbs down, except the ones that I gave a thumbs up. But I went through them all, and if they didn't say something about like the Punk, they were talking about something, I didn't give no comment or no thumbs. But I went down and thumbed them down because there was 950 people that this is the greatest day of their life, that Punk is back, and finally the greatest has returned, and all. It was making me sick. So that was like during the week. And here today I went and checked on it again just to see what was going on, and there was 1,500 comments. So I went down and thumbed down all the new ones that I didn't get the other day.
Yeah. For those out there listening who don't understand, CM Punk is a bitch. I can't put it any more succinctly than that, I don't think.
It's kind of like you'd think I would take enjoyment to watch him take a beat down and get beat and say that was a great match because Punk lost. It's still an icky feeling. It's like I wish he wasn't even there and I didn't even have to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the guy. Like from day one, he'd been a dick for 20 years before I even knew who he was. Day one, I see him, don't like him, man. I just knew right from the get go.
Yeah. The week that Roe v. Wade got overturned, he comes out on Dynamite wearing an abortion rights are human rights t-shirt on the air, on television.
He's the kind of guy that you'd like to beat up. And obviously, you guys know me pretty well. I don't go around internet tough talking or nothing like that. But I've seen CM Punk fight, and the ass whooping that I would give him in the street. And I'm not even talking about like hitting him with a bat. I'm just talking about standing man to man throwing punches at each other. I would enjoy thoroughly wrecking that guy. He's such a horrible person. I might not if he's gonna be like heavy in the collision, there's gonna be a whole lot of fast forwarding getting done.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking too.
It brings up the saying that uh, I'm gonna kill you, and my only regret is I only get to do it once.
Yeah, I just thought of something when you brought up about him fighting, UFC. If he thinks Hangman Page hits too hard, no wonder he got his ass kicked in the UFC.
Man, he don't even look good, man. His head is shaved. His neck looks skinny. He looks old.
Oh, he always had a pencil neck, so
He just, I don't know, man. Is it possible? He's worse than before. How about that?
I'll be right back.
is it wrong for me to hope that Samoa Joe breaks his neck tonight?
There was lots of comments. I give him 2 months before he started something up or injured. Some people say 2 weeks.
He's already started shit in that interview with ESPN that I was telling you about. I mean, he's already trying to start shit with Adam Page about shit that happened over a year ago. Jesus Christ, dude, let it go. If you remember, it was the Adam Page shit that led to the shit that went down after All Out last year, which got him suspended in the first goddamn place. So what's he do as soon as he gets a microphone in front of his mouth from ESPN? Goes running and bitching about the same fucking shit again. It's like, dude, it's been over a year. Drop it. Nobody gives a fuck except you whiny bitch.
Here comes Christian. I don't know if he's going to say something or this is going to be a match.
Well, no, he's tagging with FTR against Samoa Joe, Jay White, and Juice Robinson tonight.
Well, he's walking out in street clothes with Luchasaurus.
Yeah, Luchasaurus is supposed to take on Wardlow, I believe, tonight. So they might just be going into that match for the TNT title.
Alright, well then, maybe Punk's done for the evening.
Well, until the main event, anyway. Bet you anything they'll have an interview segment backstage with him or some shit. Well, maybe not. It's not WWE. WWE, they damn sure would.
Can't they, like, beat him up or smash
Jump
his
him
limo
before
with a Hummer or something like that?
beat the shit out of him backstage and leave him lying in a dumpster. And as he's laying in a dumpster, the garbage truck comes along and picks up the dumpster and dumps it in the back and drives off with him.
Yeah,
Never to be seen again.
Throw him in a shopping cart, push him down the hill,
Put him in the trunk of
a dumpster, flip him into the dumpster. Yeah.
Put him in the back of a car and then drive the car into Lake Michigan. If Kingpin were here, he would get that reference. That's how they wrote Pretty Deadly out of NXT.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, you pronounced it wrong. It's and new World Tag Team Champions.
Undisputed Tag Team Champions. Yes.
I will lose my mind if they beat Kevin Owens.
And Sami Zayn, yeah. That's going to be it. The best part is that will be taking place in London. So don't count it out of the realm of possibility that they could end up winning in their home country.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
So, what do you think about that lineup that's shaping up for next weekend's AEW New Japan pay per view, Kingpin?
It's pretty nuts so far.
Oh
Even
man, the end
if
to Wednesday.
MJF, what's that?
I said the ending to the show on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it was nuts.
uh-huh. Will Ospreay coming out of nowhere and attacking Omega at the very end of it?
He was in a match on Friday
I
on
haven't.
Rampage.
Yeah, I haven't watched Rampage yet. I haven't watched SmackDown yet either, for that matter.
The past two weeks have probably been some of the best wrestling television. Raw, the past two Raws have been just fantastic. SmackDown was, it was SmackDown. They got a lot of stuff that they got to get done, so they forced a lot of different types of matches.
Mm-hmm.
NXT was great. NXT this Tuesday is going to be off the chain. And AEW, I mean, I was going to text you on Wednesday, but I know you don't watch the show live. AEW WTF. Like, they started off with a world championship match. Well, the title wasn't on the line, but it was MJF versus Adam Cole.
Yeah. And they went the time limit.
That whole show was nuts. That was a pay-per-view. It was a pay-per-view live on television.
Yeah. Yeah, they pulled out the old time limit expires as the guy's about to get the 3 count. Cole had MJF down, did the race, getting ready to pin him. Ding, ding, ding. Got bit by the 30-minute time limit. That was a hell of a match, too, between the two of them.
Yeah. And psychologically, it was cool because Seth Rollins is defending the title on WWE on television.
Yeah, 2 nights in a row.
So they had to put AEW had to keep up. And what better way than Adam Cole versus MJF to open the show?
Mm-hmm. And for those of you who may not know, Monday night, Seth Rollins is defending the World Heavyweight Championship. Tuesday night on NXT, Seth Rollins is defending the World Heavyweight Championship.
Wonder what's going to happen on Monday.
It's an open challenge. We don't know who he's taking on Monday.
But he's already scheduled to defend it on Tuesday.
Yep. Here's a scenario. Okay, because he's set to defend
Here's where we need to do the fan betting thing.
Hold on. He's set to defend the championship on Tuesday against Braun Breaker. What if Braun comes out on Monday night and issues the open challenge, beats him on Monday, and they do the rematch on Tuesday?
I was thinking when Braun issued the challenge and then Seth mentioned the open challenge, that Monday night Braun Breaker would have been standing there being like, well, you asked for an open challenge and I already called you out, so here I am. So it's definitely possible. I don't think that he's going to take the title from him, but I could see him trying to wrestle him 2 nights in a row.
Oh, I could see Braun Breaker taking the title off of him.
2 weeks later?
Yeah, they've had shit like that happen before.
Charlotte Flair might have one of the best lines this year when she said, oh, you didn't watch SmackDown, so never mind.
No, I didn't watch SmackDown this week yet.
Oh, this was last week, though.
Oh, okay.
And she said, I don't wait in line.
Yeah, I am the line. Or something like that. I created the line or some shit like that, yeah.
Her and Bianca are kind of feuding now. And Bianca's pissed.
Yeah.
Like, and you can hear it in her character that she's got that attitude coming. Like, she's not just disappointed; she's angry.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that heel Bianca is coming out.
Maybe I'm thinking they're going triple threat probably at Money in the Bank between those two and Asuka defending the belt. And who's going to win out of those three? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know who they would book to win that one. Probably Charlotte. Now that I think about
it. For AEW, Asuka would make a good champion because they're a wrestler. They're a wrestling show.
Mm-hmm.
Asuka does not make a good champion for a sports entertainment soap opera. So you can't really she can't speak English more than half a sentence. So how are you going to let her cut a bunch of promos when she can't even speak English?
Yeah, they need to get her a manager, but then Vince doesn't like managers. They started to way back when they had a Paige, who's now Saraya in AEW, with Asuka and Kairi Sane, who was now wrestling over in Japan, went back to Japan and is wrestling over there. She's one of two women actually signed to New Japan and not Stardom, which is crazy in and of itself. The New Japan technically does not have a women's division, yet there's two women wrestlers that are signed with New Japan. Go figure. They're both the former WWE people. But yeah, Kairi went back to Japan. But anyway, Asuka and her were a tag team, and neither one of them spoke English very well. So they put both of them with Paige, and Paige basically, or Saraya, and she was basically their spokesperson after she had injured her neck and she was told she couldn't wrestle anymore. They made her their manager. But then, for some reason, they broke them up, and the rest is history as far as that's concerned. But that's what Asuka needs, is somebody that could be the one that does the talking. She just goes out there and whoops everybody's ass, and somebody else does the talking for her. Which was the whole point of her manager in the first place.
I think that Saraya girl might be hurt again because she hasn't been on the past couple episodes of the show ever since she had that match with Britt Baker.
Yeah, Ruby Solo holding a sign with her face on it.
Mm-hmm. Sky Blue was going for it, wasn't she?
Uh-huh. It almost looked like she was going to win. That would have been crazy.
Yeah, there was a couple times where I thought that they might hand it to her. I can't not. All right, a couple Orange Cassidy stories. I can't see Orange Cassidy at all and not picture Jason walking up to him and punching him in the mouth. Every single time I see him, I just imagine you walk up to him, pop him in the mouth, and then just keep him, like, you don't whip his ass. You just punch him once and then walk away.
Walk up and trip him.
I heard a song on the radio the other day. It didn't connect that Orange Cassidy's song is like a majorly popular classic rock song.
Yeah, it was a hit song back in the day.
It's still a hit song today. Every classic rock station plays it 3 times a day.
What song is it?
Jane by Jefferson Starship.
Really?
Yep.
Here's one question. Who is the female backstage, like, mic holder, announcer, interviewer girl on Rampage?
Oh, I don't know. Is it Renee Paquette still? I mean, she's the one that does it on Dynamite. I haven't watched Rampage, so I don't know. Okay. So it's not John Moxley's wife then. Okay.
No, not the normal girl that's always backstage with the mic. No.
Yeah,
this woman, you gotta find you do your internet searching, Jason. This girl is gorgeous.
I think I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember her name.
She's like Hispanic or something like that.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Okay, I think I know
Um,
who you're talking about.
she does. She fills in as the ring announcer.
G- give me a first name.
I couldn't. If I could, I would have called you earlier
Yeah,
today when she was on TV.
I cannot remember her name, but that's who you're talking about, right? The one that will fill in as ring announcer too whenever what's his
I
face
don't.
can't be there.
I don't know.
For WWE?
No,
No.
AEW.
AEW
AEW.
Rampage. The Friday night show Rampage.
If you're talking about the same woman, I think you're talking about. Yeah, she's a looker.
She's really pretty. What makes her stand out so much is she's so pretty. She's not like, Sports Illustrated Hollywood type of pretty. She's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
regular human being. Wow, she's a good looking woman. Oh,
Is
and
it Kathy Kelly?
No, she's with the WWE.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Sorry.
uh, your favorite referee got to have a match last night too. Last night, Jason.
Oh yeah, that girl referee.
Yeah,
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 She
Aubrey.
win?
Yeah.
yeah. They won. She was gonna bash the other girl over the head with a guitar, but the regular referee wouldn't let her.
Yeah, thanks for the spoiler, Kingpin. Jeez.
I thought you said you watched Rampage.
No, I said I hadn't watched Rampage yet.
Well,
I said it like 5 times. I haven't watched Rampage yet.
there's plenty of cool stuff about that match. Other spoiler alert is Briscoe Daddy is one of the people wrestling.
Yeah, I know. It was her, Mark, and his dad versus Jay Lethal, um, Jeff Jarrett, and Karen Jarrett.
Yeah.
Is it Renee Jean Paquette?
No, Renee Paquette. That's John Moxley's wife. She's the one that does it on Wednesday nights.
It's not Dasha.
Dasha, yeah, that might be. That's the one I was thinking
Dasha?
of. Yeah,
Correct.
it's Dasha. Something I can't remember her name. How to pronounce her last name. If that's the one Kingpin's talking about, that's
Dasha Gonzalez?
yeah. That's if that unless they got a new Hispanic woman that's doing that's like interviews and stuff. That's who I think he's talking about. I knew it began with a D, but I couldn't remember what the hell it was. Yeah, she'll fill in as the ring announcer too whenever Justin Roberts isn't there.
Oh God, no, God.
No, not her.
I'm gonna do the legwork. I'm gonna take a picture of my television and I'll
Yeah.
I'll text
Yeah,
it to
because
you.
I don't know which one you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking. Like I said,
And
I haven't
both
watched
of you-
Rampage, so I don't know who you're talking.
Both of you will owe lifetimes worth of apologies for saying this Dasha Gonzalez is this person. Holy cow!
Hey,
I
I
don't
didn't
know
make
who-
a single comment about the looks of this Dasha, but
I always think it was name wise.
I was like,
I'm not sure who you're talking about. I'd say that
she's fine, but I didn't take it as she was super hot or anything.
Well, you
I like
think
the other
Trish
girl I
Stratus
just
is super
found.
hot, and I don't. So
I just
I never thought Trish Stratus was all that great looking, to be honest.
is it Brandy Rhodes?
No, that's Cody Rhodes' wife. She doesn't even work for AEW anymore.
Damn, that lucky son of a bitch.
Yeah, she's
Good
a pretty one.
Lord,
She's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
she's really perky too.
Did you guys see Joe Biden grab Eva Longoria's boobs?
I have not. Jason was telling me about it in the pre-show.
I'll tell you like I told Rich. It's not very often, but this is the first time I was actually proud of old Joe. At least this girl's of age, you know what I'm saying? But this one, I'll give it to him, man. I'm proud of this one, man. I don't blame him a bit on this one. I got to call it as I see it. I give it to him on this one, man. Nice try.
Okay. What else you want to cover in the 2 weeks of wrestling there, Rich?
Well, I would love to see Kevin Owens versus Gunther 1-on-1 again.
Yeah, that was a good match. That was a real good match.
Yeah, from 2 weeks ago on Raw, man, they tore it up. Hell, I wouldn't mind seeing Seth take on Big Guy again either.
Big guy.
Damian Priest.
Oh, yeah, that was an excellent match. A lot of the internet people were real high on Damian Priest for like a week after that.
Good Lord, both those matches were on the same night.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a Raw that night.
That was probably arguably the best Raw I've ever seen.
You'd have thought you were watching a pay-per-view just watching those two matches. What do you think about the new women's championship belts?
What do you mean? They only gave out the world title belt, right?
They gave Asuka one and they gave Rhea one. They both got one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Asuka got the Roman Reigns belt with a white strap, and Rhea got the Seth Rollins belt with a white strap.
Yeah.
I actually like that one better with the white strap than the black one.
Yeah, the white strap didn't look too bad.
I think both belts look better with the white strap. Now that I think about it.
Hey, is this girl's name Lexi Nair?
Hold on, I'm about to find.
Lexi Nair, she used to work for Impact.
She's Diamond Dallas Page's daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't. When he said Hispanic, that's not who I was.
I forgot about Hispanic. Sorry.
Lexi Nair. Jim Ross or Excalibur just said it's Lexi Nair.
Yeah, she's not Hispanic, man. That's Diamond Dallas Page's kid.
Well, Diamond Dallas Page did it right.
Well, have you seen her? If that's Kimberly's daughter, you've seen Kimberly, right? Diamond Dallas Page's ex-wife.
Yeah.
Woo boy, she was a hottie back in the day too.
She changes her clothes. I just realized that at the beginning of the show, she's interviewing the Hardy Boys, and then at the end of the show, she's interviewing somebody else, and she's got a different outfit on. When I get to the end of the episode, I'll take a picture of the outfit.
Is that Rampage?
Yeah.
That. Well, remember, Rampage is recorded, so that might have been why she was wearing two different outfits. Depends on when they recorded the interview.
Right. Yeah. True.
Like one of the interviews may have been recorded backstage during Dynamite, and the other one may have been recorded some other point in time. Just thrown in there.
I'm tired of looking for this. If you saw it on the internet, you got good pictures of it.
Oh, I know who Lexi Nair is. It's just when you said Hispanic, that's what threw me off, trying to figure out who the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, she's not Hispanic. I just was running down and I saw this hot one and I clicked it and it said her name was Lexi Nair. So.
Yeah, that's her. All right, I'm trying to avoid the unavoidable topic. So if you got more wrestling chat we want to chat, we can do that before we start talking about.
All right, you want to talk about Forbidden Door coming up some more? The Osprey Omega 2.
That's going to be good.
Yeah, we watched the first one.
Even if MJF stonewalls that other guy, just that anticipation on whether or not they will fight or not is going to be good.
I'm not really all excited to see MJF take on Tanahashi. Just Tanahashi's an old, washed-up dude. I mean, I'd have been more excited to see MJF taking on Okada or MJF taking on Sonata. What the fuck are they thinking putting Sonata versus Jungle Boy, for fuck's sake?
That's what I said. I think that the MJF not wrestling the guy is going to be just as interesting if he did.
I feel bad for Sonata being put in the ring with that Jungle Boy. That's an insult.
You know who I feel bad for? Wheeler Yuta.
Why?
Because Daniel Bryan is hard on that guy, man. Like Wednesday, like every time Yuta's getting his face kicked in, Daniel's like, "Oh, grr," pissed off. And the other day he kicked out, like he was getting wrecked.
He should have kicked out at one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's just the character they got Daniel Bryan playing in regards to Yuta. But it's hilarious, man. I laugh whenever Daniel Bryan comes out and does the commentary for a Wheeler Yuta match. It's freaking hilarious.
I didn't know Bryan Danielson from WWE. I only know him now. Like basically his feud with MJF is where I started learning about him. He's another dude that is one of those like iconic type of guys.
Yeah.
Everything he does, people hate what he does because he's a bad guy. But they love when Daniel Bryan is stabbing somebody in the face with a screwdriver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like when John Moxley's the same way. The meaner and nasty he gets, he throws bottles of water at the at the crowd.
Yeah.
How he gets away with that, I don't know. But he'll drink a bottle of water and then throw it at people at the crowd, and they love it.
Oh, look what MJF did. He threw a cup of tequila in a woman's face. They get away with a lot of shit in AEW that if they did that same thing in WWE, oh my God, would they be in trouble.
Hey, my favorite referee's working tonight on this match. She's looking good in them high waters.
This isn't going to be a spoiler alert, Rich, so don't worry about it. The reason it won't be a spoiler alert is because you're like, oh, duh. Holy cow, it was painful watching her wrestle. She's got no wrestling skill.
She's not a trained wrestler, so it's not surprising.
And that Karen woman is absolutely just a pretty girl that, scratches you in the face when the referee ain't looking. Watching them two in the ring together, oh man, it was bad.
Speaking of, by the way, women's that look good, Maxine Dupree, man, that outfit she was wearing on Monday night, she made that singlet look good. The match with her where Chad Gable was taking on the dude from the Viking Raiders, and she was out there in her training gear.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that throw she put on Valhalla, good Lord, man, she did that picture perfect. I wonder how many times they practiced that before they went out there for the match.
Yeah, because she's clearly not a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
But the takedown was good, and she looks. I like the fact that she's still super preppy and super pretty, but she's going with the "thank you" kind of style, like she's getting into the Alpha Academy. They need to bring back more Otis, though. I need more Otis.
Well, this match is in pause. They got the AEW medical staff out here for both of them, checking one dude's knee, checking one dude's elbow. Oh, they say they can fight now. Okay.
But going back to Brian Danielson, man, him and Okada, that's going to be a good one too.
I kind of think that the Takeshi Takomi guy, becoming a heel, is probably going to be one of the best things for his career. The reason that I say that, he's getting a lot more camera time now.
Yeah, you talking about Takeshita? Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a lot of talent, but what are you going to do with him? Now that he can be the bad guy, he's getting a lot more camera time, and I think
and they're doing it. They're doing it the smart way. They're doing with him what I said they should do with Oscar. They put him with somebody that could be his mouthpiece, because he doesn't speak a whole lot of English either.
What else happened on wrestling? I need to start taking notes.
Uh-huh.
I say that every week, and I never take notes. Somebody needs to not give up on wrestling every other week.
Well, they finally had the Usos just super kick Roman Reigns' head off.
Obviously, that's the discussion that we were trying to get around. Man,
What happened?
I
Roman
fell
Reigns
asleep.
turned on him?
I fell asleep about 4 times, so I can't remember. Jason, it was so boring.
The Usos finally turned on him.
Yeah, go ahead, Ray.
I was just to say the Usos finally turned on Reigns and they super kicked his head off.
What happened was, last week, Jimmy attacked Roman. You saw all that. So
Yeah.
last week, Paul Heyman and Solo were in the ring talking, and Jay came out. And Paul Heyman was like, "Look, you're going to be the next guy in line. Jimmy screwed you over. Roman always loved you the best, and all this kind of stuff." And so Jay was like, screw you. If I'm going to stay in the bloodline, we're kicking you out, Paul." Fast forward, they played that a couple of different ways, different times, talking about it. And then Friday, Roman Reigns comes out to the ring. Jay comes out. Jay's like, "You got to get rid of Paul Heyman." And Roman was like, "Look, Paul Heyman's not bloodline. Paul Heyman's got nothing to do with bloodline. Paul Heyman's just here as my personal wise man. Like, he's here for me, not for the bloodline. So if you don't like Paul, then you don't got to worry about that. He's just helping me out." And Jimmy was like, "Oh no, that sucks." Jey Uso and Austin Theory had a pretty good match, which I would have liked to have see. I'd like to see again, and clean, like without the interference from everybody, because they did a really good job against each other. And anyway, so Jay's standing there, and they're kind of talking back and forth, and then Jimmy comes out, and Roman's like, "Look, man, I'm gonna tell you, this guy's been screwing you over the whole time. I told him months ago that we were gonna make you the next tribal chief, and he's the only one that said no." And he was like, "Matter of fact, since you don't like Paul Heyman, actually, Paul Heyman's idea was make you the next tribal chief." And again, Jimmy said no. So they played it up. He was like, "Did you say that, Jimmy?" And he was like, "Yeah." So Jay and Jimmy are. Jimmy's kind of just standing there, like with his head down, while Jay's screaming at him, like, "You screwed me over, man." And then, right at the precipice of that, like when you think that Jimmy's about to attack Jay, or Jay's about to attack Jimmy, because he's giving Roman Reigns all the credit. He's like, "Roman did all this for me. You didn't do nothing for me. You just this, that, and the third." And as soon as you think he's going to attack Jimmy, he drops the mic and super kicks Roman. And then they beat up Solo and kick Roman again. Roman had the double super kick, talking to Rich. The double super kick, the fall that Roman Reigns did for that.
I saw the clip.
Dude, man.
He sold that like crazy. Nobody has sold a super kick lately the way that Roman sold that one.
It was so good that it looked like a Hollywood production because both kicks were up at the same exact time. Both kicks looked like they hit him in the face, and he splopped right down to his back. It was amazing television. So where do we go from here? What's going to happen? Is Solo and Roman going to wrestle the Usos in a tag team match?
That'd be my guess. They're heading somewhere along those lines.
A little bit of a side tangent, talking about people taking a fall. Both you guys were sitting down, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not driving, are you, Jason?
Nope.
One of the top, in my opinion, from my view of watching wrestling, one of the best people taking a fall in professional wrestling today, Ronda Rousey.
Jason still fell over.
If you watch Ronda Rousey in the ring, when she gets like clobbered, she's good at taking the fall.
She's got a lot of padding.
You know, she's not falling on Shayna Baszler.
Speaking of that whole thing, who do you think's going to win out of those two for the unification of the two women's tag titles?
There's a lot of problems here. A lot of problems here. And it's got nothing to do with either team. It's got to do with what in the heck is WWE about to do to themselves. You're going to put the NXT champions versus the WWE champions in a unification title match.
Yeah.
Therefore, Ronda Rousey is going to have 2 belts over her shoulder, and Shayna Baszler is going to have 2 belts over her shoulder, just like Roman's got 3 belts.
But there's a but to this. There's a go ahead, finish your statement, but there is a but that's coming.
And obviously, the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens got 2 belts. The other problem with that is, are you going to go down to NXT and tell Shawn Michaels he's got to explain to the entire women's division you no longer have tag team champions?
And here's the but. The WWE women's tag team titles predate the NXT women's titles. And when the WWE women's tag team titles were created, they weren't just for Raw and SmackDown. They were for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. I think they're going back to that with those, which is why they're unifying them.
Okay, that could work 2 ways. One, you could think, oh, that's going to be good for NXT because you could turn on NXT and Ronda Rousey is going to be in a championship title match. Or you go to WrestleMania and Mia Hail could be in a singles match on WrestleMania from NXT. The problem, NXT's female division doesn't need to be messed with. I think taking the tag champions away was a bad idea because those 2 girls they're fairly good in the ring, and it seems like people kind of like, even with the old creepy witch kind of thing, which I don't like. It kind of gets over for people, I think. Other than that, women's NXT division is stacked, and there's like 4 of them that are hurt right now that can't even wrestle.
Yeah, I think the reason why they may be doing it, though, they don't have enough between NXT and WWE to justify having 2 women's tag team divisions. If you look at the number of women's tag teams, there's not a whole lot of them. Which I think is also why they combined the men's tag team titles, because there's not a whole lot of men's tag teams. They went through the I mean, look at the gauntlet match to determine who's going to be that was won by Pretty Deadly to determine who was going to be the number one contender. There were 5 teams in that match. That was SmackDown's entire tag team division.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, don't forget Ricochet and Braun Strowman.
Well, they're on Raw.
Well, I know, and they're not even a tag team. They're just 2 dudes that have to wrestle together.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's why they're coalescing and merging these tag team divisions, because they realize there's not enough tag teams to run a whole division.
Now, that does make a lot of sense now that you're putting it that way. And it changes my perspective on unifying the titles. Because if we're talking just tag teams, yeah, you're right. The NXT's women's division is stacked with solo wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3 that are hurt that are all solo wrestlers. Now, if you wanted to tell me that we were going to take the NXT, the Raw, and the SmackDown heavyweight or world champion, whatever they call the because you can't call it heavyweight because it's women, and just let Tiffany snatch all of them up and carry them all around, then that should be
Somehow I knew that's where you were going with that.
Do we need to say a moment of silence for Mia Hale before she dies?
Thea Hill, you mean? Yeah.
Good career, Mia. Way to go.
Thea, man. Thea. Mia is the one that's with the OC.
No, Mia Hale.
No, it's Thea Hill.
Oh, really? Okay, I always thought it was Mia Hale.
No, it's Mia Yim is the one that's with the OC. Thea
That's
Hill is the one that's with Chase University.
Hell
Wait.
no.
Wait a minute. I thought it was Mi Chin.
It is Mi Chin, but her real name is Mia Yim.
Oh, okay. So, wow, that's weird. I always thought her name was Mia Hale. It's Thea Hale?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
They say it quick, and you may hear it wrong, and they sound similar. They rhyme.
Well, you know the thing.
Come on, man. Not a joke. Yeah, I don't understand. And it's like a main event match because it's not this week, it's next week.
Yeah.
But it's part of their Gold Club member, whatever kind. It's like
the Gold
version of the main events.
Yeah.
How are you going to have Mia Hale against the heavyweight champion? Even Tiffany not. Like, come on.
Speaking of championship matches, you got Wes Lee defending against what's his face? His name, like the little British dude, with Mustafa Ali as the special guest ref.
That should be pretty fun.
Yeah, that should be a good one.
And that's going to set up for whoever Ali's raising their hand at the end of the match. He's going to say, "It's my turn next."
Yeah. He's going to raise their hand and clothesline him right at the same time.
Well, see, I don't know. I don't know that he's gonna do that because.
Well, before they started, they said this new thing with him. He was a tweener. He wasn't a heel or a babyface.
Yeah, well, he started the Positive Ali thing because the Dirk Dillinger guy kept screwing him over. What's the guy's name? The real good wrestler? No,
Baron Corbin.
No, the guy that you guys all like and barbecue likes. Dang, we always talk about him being anywhere on the card, and he could be
Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, when Dolph Ziggler and him were hanging out, like he would be like, "Yeah, you gotta stick with me," and then Dolph would get a big match and screw Ali, and that went over like
Yeah.
3 weeks, and that's where he came up with the positive Ali thing, because Dolph kept telling him, "Be positive," and then would stab him in the back.
But yeah, Ali has been a heel before, so I mean,
Okay, man, here on AEW, they got a ring announcer girl. She got dark hair.
uh-huh.
She might be a little Latino. Hard to tell. But she got a lot of hips on her. Uh, is this the girl you're talking about? They never showed her name or nothing. She's
What
real
channel does
pretty,
that come on?
but she's got a lot of
60?
she's got some back on her, but she's real pretty.
It's on live right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on TNT.
Well, I was talking to Legacy. There's Jason watching this live right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason's watching it live right now. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big dude that just ripped his shirt off. Eddie
Yeah.
Kingston's back, Rich.
Oh yeah, no kidding. He came
Yeah.
back during the Wednesday night thing.
Yeah, the girl's gone, but she's wearing like a purple, very tight outfit, and she's got lots of curves on her. She'll be back maybe for the next match. I don't know. They never. Stupid boy there with the yellow boots. He like took the microphone, was talking, never gave her a chance to talk or nothing, and so they never like put her name on the screen.
I'll see if I can find it. My dog's gonna start snoring any minute now. There she goes.
I can't stand Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, he came back to help somebody in a feud.
Yeah, he came back. Yeah, it was that segment on Wednesday night at the end of the show.
Yeah, I know, but I mean that's just my memory working. Like I know that he was there, and I know he came in and was fighting with people. I just can't remember any of the details.
Yeah, he came out, and him and Moxley were facing off, acting like they were gonna fight, and then didn't fight because they're supposed to be like really good friends and stuff. And then after they got out of the ring, Kenny Omega got back in the ring, and that's when Will Ospreay showed up and hit Omega from behind, and then hit him a couple times with the hidden blade, which is his finishing elbow attack that he does. Knocked Omega out there in the middle of the ring as the show was going off the air. Like Cultaholic brought up a good point about that today. They were talking about it in one of their video clips. That was very WCW Nitro like. Because WCW Nitro would go off the air with that kind of thing all the time, especially during the NWO era.
I think that.
Good.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the only thing they didn't have like they would have with WCW. That's it, folks. We gotta go. We're out of time. We'll catch you next week. They didn't do that part of it.
Yeah, I remember that. Right in the middle of some action and shit.
I think that the girl in the purples, that first lady that you guys were talking about.
Dasha.
Yeah, the insult to the good looking woman.
But there's two Dashas, isn't there? There's the Dasha Gonzalez and then the Dasha something else. Dasha, Prancer. I don't know.
What were we just talking about before we started talking about this girl again? What were you saying, Rich?
We're talking about the WCW thing where they would say that they were out of time. We'll see you next week as everything was going on in the ring stuff.
I was actually thinking about that while I was watching wrestling this week because let's continue in picture. I thought about, like, you know how pissed off the viewer would be if you end a match during a commercial break?
It has happened. They've done it on AEW.
I know it's happened, but you've got to be just really, really stupid to do something like that. Yeah, now, I do like what you guys were talking about because I remember that from back in the day when the big match was going on and they were like, we're running out of television time, people. We're going to catch you up to what happened next time. sometimes that was thrilling and exciting. But like if I
Yeah.
came back from commercial break and Michael Cole or Adam Graves was like, "Hey, Booker T just won while you guys were on commercial," I'd be so pissed off.
AEW just did that not that long ago. They with the picture-in-picture thing, they had somebody win the match in the picture-in-picture thing. But here's the catch: if you watch AEW on Fight, which is a British pay-per-view service, and there's other ways you can watch it too, when that way, but it's copyright violations and stuff, so we can't get into all that. But they don't go into a commercial break; it just keeps live. And some of the banter between the announce teams and everything is so much better and hilarious than what you actually hear on TV. They're swearing at each other. It's hilarious. That you remember the clip I showed you where MJF was out there in the ring and shit. When he was going off on the crowd, you get the announcers doing that shit to each other, like telling joking around, like ripping on each other and stuff. It's hilarious. And the match keeps going, and the match is still going, and they're like calling the match and ripping on each other at the same time. And then when they get back from commercial break, it's just back to business as usual, kind of announcing. It's like they let their hair down during commercial breaks, and you only get to see it if you're like watching on Fight TV, or I guess if there's another country where they do that kind of thing where they don't pay the commercials. And it makes the AEW show feel even more like a pay-per-view then too, to be honest with you.
Can you put that knife down, please?
No.
I
My
think
version of a fidget spinner, man. Leave me alone.
it might have been during the MJF Adam Cole match. They were outside the ring near the ramp, and the bad guy got up, and there was a dude standing there like, boo, giving him the business. And the guy just stood there and looked at him, and then did like a flex, and then went back to being a wrestler. And they still kept the guy, the fan, in frame of the camera. The dude turned around, and whatever the wrestler said to him or however he acted, because he looked at him booing him, like, you know what I mean? It made the fans so happy. The dude was like, I can't believe it, I'm on TV, and the guy just yelled at me. Oh man, like he was getting high fives from his buds and stuff. It was pretty cool.
There's the announcer girl again.
The woman in purple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that first thing you guys were talking about. I already forgot the name of the hot chick, but she's definitely not the same person.
Well, they could definitely use her in this environment tonight.
Yeah, I don't know how you would watch it. I guess I don't know if you got like on demand on your cable or whatever, but you could always go back and watch Rampage from Friday night. But if you can just Google her name and look at her pictures, that's just as good because you can look at a bunch of different pictures and get an idea of what she looks like, as opposed to having to watch the whole show.
Is Rampage on TNT too?
I think so. The same channel, yeah.
From Thursday night?
Friday.
Friday nights.
Okay, hang on.
So on Friday nights at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's an hour long. And they push it, man. For an hour long show, they're full throttle the whole show. Like that, all that standing in the ring and doing a bunch of talking and cutting the promos and commercials, and they don't play none of that nonsense. The 9 o'clock hits and they start fighting. And when 10 o'clock hits, they were still fighting. No wonder they call it Rampage, because they get off on that shit, man. It's not. It seems kind of like the leftover a little bit, because they usually throw a lot of people on there that are more from, like what Rich was talking about, that Ring of Honor type of television company or whatever. So you don't really see a lot of the Wednesday people there. And when you do it, like Orange Cassidy will be on Friday, but he'll be in a 3-man tag match instead of a solo match.
Yeah. Rampage is kind of like the Saturday night show. Back once they came out with when they came out with Nitro and stuff, and then Saturday night show became like the jobber matches, which it pretty much was before that. But every so often you would have a good match on Saturday night, but then that all went over to Mondays. It's kind of like what Rampage is. It's kind of like the secondary show.
All right, I went over on demand. Now I forgot what network it was on.
TNT.
TNT. It's a pretty decent show. The Fridays wasn't the best, but it was pretty decent. I'd like to see more Jay Lethal uh, by himself. Like I don't need him with his entire crew every single where he goes.
You know, them coming out with Collision, they should turn Rampage into just a Ring of Honor show. Have a Ring of Honor show on TV instead of Ring of Honor just being on their pay-per-view streaming service.
Is
What?
this the same episode where the referee Aubrey
Mm-hmm.
takes on? Okay, I found it. Hang on.
Yeah. It's fun enough to, and you could probably fast forward through it like on 1 time speed, because it is pretty painful if you're trying to see a good wrestling match. That match is more of the TV show aspect of things, but it's kind of fun because you got an old man in there and you got the female referee.
You got two old men in there. What are you talking about?
Well,
Jeff
4
Jarrett
old
and Daddy, what's his face?
all of them, really.
Daddy Briscoe. Papa Briscoe, whatever they call him. No, that's true. Jay Lethal ain't a spring chicken either. And neither is Mark. Mark's only in his 30s. Everybody else is in their. The other three guys are all over 40.
The greatest wrestler of all time, not named Tiffany Stratton. L.A.
Hey,
Knight.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually the match was good against Santos. I think you're only gonna get so good of a match against Santos because he's just not interesting. Uh, I'm comfortable with the way he lost. He was trying to cheat and Santos turned it around on him and beat him. It sucks that he took an L, but I'm comfortable with that. But if you were watching the match, oh damn, you didn't see it. Never mind.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Spoiler alert. It's a good match, and the whole way through the match, people are screaming L.A. Knight. Yeah.
So who wins Money in the Bank, do you think?
I got my hopes dashed the other day when LA Knight won his match to qualify, and I was so happy about that. The internet channels were talking about WWE's going to throw in a surprise winner, and it's not going to be LA Knight. Like, apparently, some people have their sources, anonymous sources, and different stuff like that. And the anonymous sources were like, just understand, we're telling you, LA Knight's not going to win the Money in the Bank match.
Mm-hmm.
So if the internet scuttlebutt is true, they got a surprise winner. If they're intelligent and they like people throwing $100 bills at them, they'll make LA Knight the champion or the Money in the Bank winner.
There's two guys that legitimately should win the match that are in the match. Two of them. You said one. There's another guy in there that legitimately, if he wins, I don't think the crowd's going to riot like they would if somebody else were to win.
Well, we got, what, Ricochet?
No, not
Shinsuke?
Ricochet. Uh-huh.
I can't think who else. The Miz didn't qualify, did he?
Miz isn't in it. No,
So it's what just them guys, right? So far, just those three, right?
no, the whole match is set.
Who? Oh, it's already ready to. Who's in it then?
God, I'm trying to remember who all is in it. This is everybody else is an afterthought except for two guys.
Well, you're probably talking about Shinsuke.
Nope, I'm not. I wouldn't mind seeing Shinsuke win, but no, that's not who I'm talking about.
Well, I want to see Bronson Reed at the top of one of those ladders.
He's not in the match.
I don't care. I don't care. I'll pay per view just to watch him climb up the top of any ladder anywhere in his backyard. So who are you talking about? Ricochet would not be it because people Ricochet's lame.
Nope, not Ricochet.
All right, tell me who it is. This show's only 2.5 hours long.
I'll tell you who's in it, okay, and then you figure it out. You got Santos, LA Knight, Ricochet, Nakamura, Butch, and Damian Priest. Who's the other guy?
Damian Priest, of course. Yeah, Damian Priest. Yeah. That goes back to what you were saying a couple weeks ago about the setup for him and Seth at WrestleMania.
I was like trying to remember who the hell else was in the ring because I was in the match. I remembered LA Knight, I remembered Nakamura, and I remembered Priest. Everybody else, I forgot who the hell it was. It was in the match, even in the Money in the Bank match. It's just like, who the hell are the other ones that are in it? That's why I didn't want to say right away because I wanted to give you the whole list of who was in there, because then it would be blatantly obvious if I told you everybody that was in the match who I was talking about.
You might as well look up the women.
I watched it and I came across who I think you're talking about. Yeah, that's that one girl we was saying was DDP's daughter.
Yeah.
She got a real pretty smile.
At the end of the show, like the next time she does an interview, she's wearing a different outfit and she's got like a vest on and a lacy top. Basically, she's wearing like a Victoria's Secret bra under like this vest.
You tell me this now. I done had to turn the power on and off to get out of on demand and back to regular TV, man.
I told you that earlier too. You just weren't listening.
Mm-hmm.
Did we bother looking up the ladies, Rich?
I'm trying to find it.
Probably not even on the internet. The internet probably deleted it from itself.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Jason.
Women's...
I said that girl is a good looker. I'd be like all Joe Biden up on that.
Yeah.
They only got 5 people listed for the women's match.
That's all it's listed for the men's match too, right?
No, the men's it has all 6. They're saying that the final competitor for the women's match is still to be determined.
Right.
Because you got Becky, you got Bayley, you got Zelina Vega, Io, and Zoe Stark, with the last person having not been determined yet.
So who do you think's going to win, Zoe Stark or Io?
Io.
Yeah.
That'll be who I would pick anyway.
Yeah.
The one I don't get is Cody versus Dominic.
I don't know. The only more less interesting match that you could have told me you were making would be Stardust versus Goldust.
Oh, they've done that before. They did that before. So,
and the problem is Dominic's character, especially now, but even not as much when he joined the Judgment Day, but now, like post WrestleMania, it's even gotten worse.
yeah. Should we set up for Jason how the Dominic and Cody match came about?
Yeah, let him have it, man.
Okay. Dominic and Rhea Ripley are out in the ring after Rhea got her new championship belt. cutting a
Mhm.
promo, and Cody's music hits. So I text Kingpin. And I was like, "Well, I guess Cody is challenging Rhea for her belt now since he couldn't beat Roman for his." Yeah, and then the Cody gets into the ring, and then they start mouthing off with each other, blah blah blah. And Dominic cheap shots Cody. So now the two of them got a match at Money in the Bank for whatever throwaway match reason.
Do you mean they're gonna have a match where I have to root for Cody Rhodes?
Yeah,
Damn them! They just tear away at your soul. He's,
It's what Dominic is an entertaining wrestler. He's talented. He's not anything I'm gonna like buy a T-shirt. He's always had character problems. When he had the stupid mask on, you're a 7 foot tall guy with a mask on. Take that stupid thing off, man. You're not a little lucha libre. And now his character is so bad. I don't even like why, because he's his character when he wrestles now. Like go back to the Miz. The Miz gets into a match that they want to make entertaining, and you see how good of a wrestler he is. But then you could also see them be like, okay, Miz, we got to kill 5 minutes, go out there and get beat up and act like a goof. And then you're like, oh, the Miz is in a match, ha ha ha. You know what I mean? Uh, right now, you can't get past. I can't get past that with Dominic. When I see Dominic doing well inside the ring, I just see that prick that I can't stand.
you know, according to Bleacher Report, there's only 4 matches scheduled for Money in the Bank so far. You got the men's Money in the Bank match, the women's Money in the Bank match, Dominic versus Cody, and then Seth defending against Finn Balor. That's it. That's only 4 matches they have so far on the card.
TBD, Rich. TBD.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, here's one there that was announced an hour ago. So I just popped up. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos announced for Money in the Bank. So there's a 5th match.
I wonder how many guitars Jeff Jarrett's busted over people's heads if you had to count them all.
Real guitars or prop guitars?
Well, prop guitars. Yeah. There
I
must
don't
be
know.
like a whole factory employed by them or something.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. Trying to see if I can get an updated story on the women's Money in the Bank match to see if maybe SmackDown last night they had another person take a spot. Because I could swear on Monday they said that they were determining the final spot on Money in the Bank on Friday, but seen anything saying that they're updating that, so I don't know.
Oh, it's scissors time.
Yay.
And apparently it's Pride Month.
Uh huh.
Sorry about that.
I hate Pride Month.
Yeah, my buddy was here, so I had to mute. What are we talking about?
Jason said he hates Pride Month.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently they did not have the final women's Money in the Bank match determined last night. Yeah, I don't know who they're going to give it to be honest with you.
Hey man, over here on the YouTube chat side, what's this heart thing? And then you go by it and it goes
What?
100, a face,
What?
looks like
Yeah.
a poppy thing, a smiley face, and a heart.
You ever watched anybody live on Instagram, Rich?
Live on Instagram?
Yeah.
Not for a long time.
Well, you click on it and it just like floats away. But I don't know what's going on. It's not showing up on the screen.
No, that's an Instagram feature that YouTube stole and sucked at. On Instagram, when you're live, they got the same feature: the 100, the fireworks, the heart, and people can push them, and you can see it on the screen. And when the person's live on Instagram, they can read your comments and they can see the hearts that you're pushing and the 100 and all that kind of crap. Now on YouTube, only people that can see that stuff are the people in the chat. Like if you're not looking at the YouTube chat on YouTube, you can't see it. Like it doesn't come across the screen on the like Rich's channel, for instance. And if you're looking at it through StreamYard, you can't see it.
Yeah, apparently you can't see it if you pop the chat out either, because I have no idea what that Jason was talking about.
Yeah, go to. Have you not been on every YouTube live stream's got that now?
I always pop the chats out so I don't see it.
Yeah, I just saw it the other day, and Gizzard Gary said it was just something YouTube put there to annoy you.
Yeah,
but like
I thought he was talking about like the emojicons. I didn't realize there's something else that they're doing.
Yeah, I click on it, it doesn't show anything. It just.
Yeah, if you sit there.
I don't know. I'm clicking it all. It's not. It like floats away at the top of the screen or some shit. I don't.
Can you see the one? Can you see the hearts that I'm putting up there now, Jason?
Oh, okay, yeah.
See, I got the chat popped out and I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, but it doesn't say that you're doing it though.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It's just, and only people that can see it is the people watching the YouTube chat.
I'm watching the YouTube chat, but I got the chat popped out and it's not showing up in that.
That's not watching the YouTube chat.
Yes, it is. It's YouTube chat.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It says www.youtube.com/live chat.
Okay.
Now you need to be on YouTube.com.
Go on YouTube.
Yes, I know. You're talking about on the channel itself. You go to the channel, you
and like you were going to watch your live stream.
Yes, I know. I
Don't pop the chat out.
Yes,
just
I know.
Look at the live
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is if you pop the chat out, you don't see it either.
And that's what I'm saying. When you pop the chat out, that's not the live stream chat.
Yes, it is. It's still the live stream chat. You just opened it in a different window.
Which change is it?
Yes, I'm well aware of that. That's what I was saying.
That's what I was saying, and you've been arguing with me the whole time about it.
No, that's not. No, you weren't listening to what I was saying, so you were arguing with me.
No, that's impossible.
This is the dumbest fucking button of all time.
On Instagram, it's not. It's dumb on Instagram, but it makes more sense on Instagram because everybody can see it.
They don't give you enough choices. I don't even know what that one face is. Is that a... the one's a happy face. I don't know what the other one is. Is it...
Let me go back and look.
I have no idea what that is. It's like neutral.
Oh, it's like surprise face.
Okay. You called the other one fireworks. Looks like a party
Yeah,
popper. Or some
like
shit.
party popper.
What does 100 mean?
They agree
Or
100%.
700?
100%.
Or
Yeah, I agree 100%. You're keeping it
Yeah,
100.
I'm not seeing that on no. I opened up the YouTube window and I'm not seeing that. Yeah, I'm not
you,
seeing it. So I
you
don't know.
slide down to the chat, you don't see a whole bunch of hearts just like
Nope,
floating around like a video game or something.
nope. I do not see it.
Whole bunch of fireworks.
The best part is like if you type a sentence, that stupid heart emoji cuts off the last word on the first line. So if your sentence has to go to the second line, the last word in the first line is completely
Wonder
hidden.
if my ad blocker. Wonder if my ad blocker's blocking that shit because I don't see it.
No, it's a YouTube feature. Like I don't know what they.
Yeah, but my ad blocker blocks YouTube ads, so I'm wondering if that's like blocking it like a pop up, like you would a pop up.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is a pop up kind of. They need to have Pac Man on it and you click him and he goes up here and eats everybody else's stupid thing that's floating. I don't get it. It doesn't even tell you who's saying who's agreeing or
Yeah,
hearting or not. It's just
like I
dumb.
said, I opened up the YouTube page back up with the live stream going and everything, and you said you were clicking on things. I didn't see any of it. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a clicky. It's just something
Yeah.
to sit and click for no
Yeah, I'm not even seeing the
fucking
ability to
reason.
click on what you're saying. So,
Yeah, they put it like right in the middle of your chat, and it's just like
yeah, I do not see it.
Here, let's fix this. Let me do it this way. Watch this.
Yeah. Maybe if you screen share
Yeah,
or
that's
something,
what
I
I'm
don't know.
doing
'Cause
now.
I'm not seeing it.
I'm doing that right now. Entire screen. Okay, I'll be doing that in a second. My computer is slow, so I'm working on doing that. There we go. Alright, share. Alright. There. Yeah, I clicked too many stupid buttons. Alright. Wherever we get back on YouTube. Alright, can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I see your screen now.
Hey, Rice Hat Matt. Brett, the shitman part is most technical wrestler of all time. That may be very well true, Rice Hat Matt. But you see the little heart there, Rich?
Yeah, I see what you're doing now. Yeah, that's not showing up
Yeah.
on my screen anywhere.
That's
on
Jason
the
over.
show.
Yeah, that's Jason over there, clicking away at the 100%.
Yeah, I don't even have the option to do that on my screen.
Let's say hello to Rice Hat. Yep. He took Taker to the limit in Europe in '97. You want to talk about that, Rich?
I wasn't watching WWE in '97, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that. I had what was I doing? I guess it was just full time working in '97. So I didn't watch. I knew who Undertaker was and Bret the Hitman Hart. I had friends that watched it, but I wasn't watching back then.
I was watching WCW in '97.
anyways, Rich, you see the little heart over there in his text?
Yeah, I see what you're talking about on Kingpin's screen. I don't have it. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if my pop up blocker or my
Yeah,
ad blocker or something's stopping that, but yeah, I don't see it.
when you hover over it, it expands out and gives you a choice of this crap to click on.
I've watched other people's live streams and I didn't have that. So yeah, the only thing I can think is my ad blocker or something's blocking it.
Well, Jason's got all that stuff too, don't you, Jason?
No, I just run normal whatever. It's just Chrome or whatever. I just run it.
Yeah,
I don't ever get any ads or anything, anyways. Well, I'm running YouTube Premium, so I don't get ads that way at all. Anyways,
Oh, no, I have ad blockers that block ads on every site, not just YouTube. They block them everywhere.
I don't really go anywhere that I get any kind of ads or anything.
Oh, there's ads everywhere. Trust me. You just don't notice them. But there's ads. Every website has ads.
I just go to like gun shopping places, parts, and YouTube. That's about it. Oh, I did watch a movie the other day that I paid for. I usually don't do that. I watched a movie. You've probably seen it. Django Unchained.
I have not seen that movie.
I kept seeing it over and over in all these YouTube shorts, and I wanted to go watch the new John Wick. So I go to watch the new John Wick, and they want like $20 for that motherfucker. They didn't have it for like $5 to rent it and shit. I was like, I don't want to pay $20.
I haven't watched any of the John Wick movies.
So I went and watched that Django Unchained. That's actually pretty decent, actually.
It's supposed to be like an homage to spaghetti westerns.
Oh, it's very unrealistic,
yeah,
in the shooting or whatever, but it's funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. Quentin Tarantino wanted to make an homage to the old spaghetti western movies and stuff. That's why he did it the way he did it. And the name Django was the name of a series it was the main character in a series of spaghetti western movies.
Yeah, there was a Django western back in the '60s and shit or something. Yeah. It was pretty good though, man. It's pretty funny. I like how they pulled off the funny shootings and shit. It was pretty good. Had a lot of famous people in it.
I haven't seen that yet.
He had some pretty intense parts too, man. You know that Quentin Tarantino, man, he can make some strange shit too. Man, it had a couple real scary, disturbing parts in that movie, even though most of it's like ridiculous comedy and shit. It had a couple moments in there that are like, damn. I mean, this went chilly quick. You know what I mean? And I remember watching a thing about it they said the final scene, they had to edit it down because they thought it was too gory, too intense. And I'm like, watched the movie and I'm like, damn, well, I'd like to see what was too intense. But it's not too bad. He pulls like a Western John Wick and, I don't know, shoots down probably like 50 people inside a house in a gun battle and shit. Lots of blood, people shot everywhere, you know.
I haven't watched a single one of the John Wick movies. So. Not one of them.
Oh, well, the first one's real good. Second one's real good. The third one ain't that great, really. But you gotta watch it to stay in the storyline. But I've been wanting to watch number 4. The first one's the best out of all of them, really.
I never gave a damn about him when they said Keanu Reeves was playing the character. I can't stand Keanu Reeves. I
don't like that dude either. Till I watched the first John Wick, man, and that first one is actually a real good movie, man. Number 2's good too. Number 2 sets up. Number 2 kind of sets up the series of movies or whatever. The first one is just a flat out good, kick ass movie, man. From there on out, there's kind of more outrageous stuff going on. But the first one's a damn good movie, man. If you don't like Keanu Reeves, you'd like this one because he may be able to shoot, but he can't fist fight worth a fuck. And he gets the shit beat out of him from one end to the other of that movie. Fist-wise, you know.
The only one of his movies that I've ever seen that I liked his character in the movies was Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted. I know he's gonna say that. Excellent.
Yeah. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. The second one wasn't that bad. It wasn't as good as the first one.
You didn't like Point Break, man?
It was all right. It wasn't that great.
Johnny Unitas?
Johnny Utah.
Utah, yeah. Point Break was pretty good. I like that movie.
It was all right. I mean, wasn't the greatest movie ever.
Oh, but shit, man. You'd like John Wick, the first one, man. It's pretty good.
Oh, somebody told me I would like Constantine too, and I didn't like that either.
Yeah, it ain't like none of them stupid ass movies he's made like that or whatever, man. You'll like John Wick, the first one. There's a lot to make him the hero and the good guy, the story, but even though he double taps maybe 150 people to the head and kills them, but he had his reasons, though. You know what I mean? You agree with him. Plus, he's killing a bunch of fucking Russians, man. I mean, what's not to like? Spoiler alert, he's Russian too, but whatever. But anyways, I wanted to watch John Wick 4 and end up watching Django. I'd recommend Django. That's pretty funny, man. That's pretty silly. I think the next one I'm gonna watch is that Buster Scruggs or whatever that show is.
Yeah, I got no idea.
You haven't seen the short YouTube shorts for Buster Scruggs?
Nope.
It's a cowboy western. Oh god, that looks hilarious, man. That dude's like a real fast shot. I mean, it's just hilarious, man. I mean, like, it's funny. It's made like it's made silly like a cartoon or something, man. It's like if Bugs Bunny was a real person in a gunfighter in the West. I mean, it's like outrageous. Like you draw a gun on him, and like he kicks the table, and the board breaks on the table, knocks the gun up till it points at your head, and you blow your own head off. And he kicks the table like 3 times, and it knocks your hand, cocks your gun, shoots you right in the head 3 times. Bam, bam, bam.
Easy then.
Yeah, the Ballad of Buster Scruggs or Buster Scruggs, something like that, man. But there's a bunch of YouTube shorts on it, and pops up in my list, and I think it's funny looking.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that, so I couldn't tell you.
By the way, that's the worst time killer ever invented in this world. Is that YouTube shorts? I can get on there and end up being fucking hour and a half late to work, man. I get on there to kill times. You just start scrolling through, watching shorts. Oh man, time will slip away from you, and you'd be all behind and like, damn.
Yeah, I don't really watch very many shorts. I'm not one of those people that has a short attention span where the shorts were created for them. So that was the whole point, was because YouTube thought that people didn't have good attention spans, so they let's come up with these short videos and we'll promote those and we'll get people to watch those instead, because everybody in the world has ADHD or something according to YouTube.
I don't know, man. I'm not a, even though I'm on YouTube all the time, and I watch stuff that interests me and I try to learn. I'm really not one to just like, because I don't do Facebook or Instagram or anything. I'm just not one to ever just sit and thumb through shit on the internet or whatever. But man, I can get on them shorts and I could be there for hours, man, just scrolling down, man. All kinds of interesting stuff. Like I thumbs up stuff I like, so then it gives you more of the same.
The average length of the video I watch on YouTube is like 15 minutes. I'm not watching the short videos. I'm watching the long ones. I'm watching like between the average length between 10 minutes to a half hour of the videos I watch on YouTube.
Oh man, I get everything from the YouTube community, the gun channels community, the guys we know, to reloading stuff, movie stuff. I get a lot of muscle car, classic car stuff. Man, I get a little bit of everything. Because I've been watching this really good car show, man. Coffee Walk. If you heard of that. Well, do you ever remember the TV show Fast and Loud? It was that Gas Monkey Garage show. Well,
Ain't that guy.
the guy who always had the big money on that show that come in on big deals, his friend Dennis, the guy he ran like the Cannonball Run with. That guy Dennis does his own stuff, his own car show. That dude is richer than hell. But that dude is a nice dude. That dude is cool. He's got these shows like where he just goes out and buys it out of your barn, buys it out of your yard or whatever. Like I've been watching a bunch of them because like for a year he's only been going and getting like Shelby Mustangs and like big block Ford Mustangs and shit. Man, he goes right to these, opens them up, tells you exactly what every single code number means. He's got the paperwork. He knows how this car came from the factory, how many of them was like this. He gives you a really nice education on these cars, man, and buys them out. Doesn't haggle price. They don't do price on his show. But then every single car that he buys every show, he ends it up. He turns to people, where's the best place to eat at? And they go to these restaurants, and this dude orders like $500 worth of food, man. Like he walks in a mom and pop restaurant, takes the person he bought the car with, and he's got his workers there and stuff, and they like go to the appetite menu, and he'd be like, yeah, every one of those. Goes to like the dinner and like takes like one of everything, man. They order just like one of everything you got on the menu. Everything single show. But it's pretty cool though, the education and some of the rare cars and the shit that he comes up with. That dude's definitely got lots and lots of money. But his little car show's cool, man. He's not like a car guy, like a grease monkey. And he's not like a dude like that Fast and Loud that's all like partier and drinker and stuff. This dude's like really cool and professional, loves these cars and shit, man. He's like passionate about it. So I really like that show. I've watched like a shitload of hours of it already.
Yeah, I mostly watch like tech channels and shit like that anymore. I really haven't been watching that much gun channel content stuff either. Every so often I might watch something gun related, but mostly I've been watching like the tech channels and stuff like that.
I've been watching a lot of footballs in the news around here, man. It's summer camp, new faces, new guys joining the teams. I mean, I probably get 10 different feeds every day from just football shit around here.
Yeah. Well, this speaking of watching sports stuff, this is the first time in like 40 years I did not watch a single hockey game all season. I just totally boycotted watching the NHL this year.
Tell you what, the boycott's baseball, man.
Oh, I don't watch baseball anyway.
I don't know
So
what they have done to it. It is ridiculous, man.
I stopped watching baseball after they had a strike in '94, then another one 3 years later, bitching about the same thing. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm done with this.
They have totally ruined baseball, man. This pitch clock, this count, this electronic shit. They've ruined the whole fucking sport, man. It's not even close to baseball anymore.
You're not going to ask me why I didn't watch any hockey this year?
Because it's hockey?
No, no, I like hockey.
Because the Blue Jackets weren't any good?
Nope, because I like the Blue Jackets not being any good.
You don't get it on your cable since you moved.
Nope. No, because they went all pro tranny and shit.
Oh, yeah. Baseball's done that bullshit, too.
They actually sponsored a tournament between a women's hockey tournament where men were allowed to play on the women's team in the women's tournament. It's like, yep, I'm done. It's like, nope,
Did you see the retired girls USA team versus the retired men's Major League Soccer teams or whatever?
No.
Oh man, I'll go get you the links for this. This is pretty good find.
Yeah, prior to the season this year, they came out saying they were sponsoring this tournament, though, a women's tournament, and that transsexuals were going to be accepted into this tournament. They're like, "Yep, nope, I am not watching the NHL this year," and I didn't. I didn't watch a single game. First time in 40 years, I did not watch a hockey game.
I'll give you a Brandon Tatum video. Where are we at?
Punk's wrestling right now, so I turned my TV completely off so it would affect their ratings.
You don't want to watch him get his ass beat?
Nope.
It's just not entertaining, man. Don't like it, dude. I'm telling you, he don't look even very good, man. He looks.
He never did. Punk was always a skinny little guy.
He looks old too now. I don't know. I just don't like him.
I never got the appeal of CM Punk ever. Going all the way back to his days in Ring of Honor, I never saw what anybody else ever saw in the guy. I never thought he was that great. Ever.
I'm telling you, when I went through and thumbed everything down, like 1,500 people saying he was the greatest of all time. God's gift to wrestling has returned and shit, man.
I always thought he sucked. Never thought he was that great.
You never thought he was that great because he's never been that great.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm checking out your clip here. How many points was that?
Well, there's more to the story than just this one video. There was a tournament, so there's multiple games. They ended up losing, I think it was three games, maybe 4 games. I can't remember. It was like 40-2 or something like that was the total across all the games.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing it here. They're beating them 12-0. That's the average.
Yeah, that was one game. One game they beat them 12-0. Another game they beat them like 9-0. Another game they beat them like 7-1 or something.
They just every time they kick it, goes straight into the goal. The girl goalie just sits on there and pounds the ground. She's not even close to the ball. I mean, they're kicking it 10 times faster than these women ever seen. They just take it away from. This is pathetic. And I don't even like soccer, right?
The girls' championship U.S. Olympics team for the United States of America got their teeth kicked in by 15-year-old boys.
Yep, they got beat by a high school team.
Oh yeah, this is here. Yeah, U.S. women. Oh my gosh. Why do they? Why would they even do this?
Well, the best part is, why would anybody even show up to watch it?
Well, in defense of why they did it and why people showed up to watch it, it was an expedition. All
Oh,
it
I thought
was.
maybe they were being paid.
No, well, they might have got paid for it, but it wasn't like a serious event. These were all retired players, and they were just putting on a show for people. So they were like, "Hey, let's do boys versus girls in a tournament," and everybody was like, "Okay, let's do that." And then the dudes played soccer against them, and they held back too. The dudes could have probably put up 50 goals.
11 and a half minutes in, the score was already 3-0. You never see anybody score 3 goals in 11 minutes in a soccer game. It's just bad. 4-0. Not even 15 minutes into the game.
Okay, I've went through the video at the end. Here's another one. They're beating them 11-0, 10-0, 8-0.
17 minutes into the game, it's 5-0. 6-0. 18 minutes into the game. Jesus. 7-0. They're about a quarter of the way through the game. 7-0. God, that is just bad. 10-0 at the half. 11, 12.
As far as I know, none of the women came out and complained. They all had a good spirits about it. They were all now. Obviously, when you're watching, they're not trying. They're trying to win. The goaltender sucks. The goaltender sucks and shouldn't be playing against dudes. So she's getting extra frustrated. So it's funny watching her flail around. But nobody came in and did an interview afterwards and was like, "I can't believe the sexism that we had to face." As far as I know, everybody was like, "Ah, we got our butts kicked. What happened?"
Well, it's not guys dressing up like women either. They were clearly playing the men's team.
Well, hats off to the men for standing up for manhood and not taking it easy on them, man.
They took it
Good for
easy.
them because you're putting that men's team in just a nasty position as you're putting that woman's team in today's day and age and social
Mm,
media and everything. So hats off to the men for defending man fucking hood and going out there and getting the job done. So,
And they did it as gentlemen because it wasn't 100-0. There was no slide tackling going on. This was like a picnic soccer game. They were basically just kicking the ball around. If this was Messi or Ronaldo, and they were doing wheel kicks and slide tackles and all that, all of the women would be in the hospital right now.
it's just, it's still cringe at a certain level. Why would you even volunteer to get your asses whooped that bad?
Yeah, I don't know if it was for like a charity or for awareness or if it, like, what it was, but it was exhibition soccer. It wasn't any kind of professional match.
Well, that's obvious. You saw the score. Not that that means anything, because going back to the hockey games, the Stanley Cup final, I mean, I had people tell me what the scores were and stuff. Golden Knights pretty much just dominated Florida in almost every game of the Stanley Cup final. There were only 2 games where the score was even close. It went 5.
I was rooting for the other team, Florida. Is that who it was?
Florida and Vegas.
Yeah, I was rooting for Florida. And the reason why I was rooting for Florida is because on his education video, Tyler mentioned screw the Vegas Knights. So I was like, okay, screw.
What's he got against the Vegas Knights?
Apparently, I don't know. Maybe they had. I can't remember what it was. If they were like somebody involved was a real big jerk, or if he was just pissed off because Minnesota's team isn't good and their Vegas is in the championship, and that might have been it. But like I said, it was just that simple. He was like, "Screw the Vegas Knights." I was like, "Okay."
Maybe it was a military thing. Because I believe the owner of the Vegas Golden Knights was a member of the Army Black Knights, which is their exhibition jump team, and he was like an airborne guy and stuff. So maybe that's what it is. Got with Tyler being a former Air Force guy, it was military thing. Maybe I don't know.
No, he didn't dwell on it very much. That's what's making me think it was probably like some type of other sport related, like they beat his team, so screw them kind of thing.
Maybe. Yeah, probably that too. But if you look at their logo, like that, that Knights helmet logo of theirs, and stuff. That's a copy of the Golden Knights logo. The Black Knights, the Army's Black Knights jump team. That's the copy of their logo and stuff. And it's the copy of the logo for West Point too. It's similar to that. Yes, I'm playing with the knife again. So what? That's the fidget spinner, man. Use a knife with the knife open and close. But yeah. Anyway, I guess we could start wrapping this up. We've been going almost 2 hours. So, Jason, you got anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Nah, just good night.
What about you, Kingpin?
No. It's Tiffany time.
It's not Tuesday.
Every time is Tiffany time. Except when it's not.
Before we get here, once again, we will not have a show next Saturday night. And so, yeah, we will not. I'm not going to be able to be on Gary's show next week because we're not going to be home. We're going to be in Williamsburg, Virginia, because we're going to Busch Gardens for a few days, a little mini vacation kind of thing. So we'll see you in 2 weeks for this show. I don't know Sunday what's going on Sunday yet, so can't tell you anything on that. So just keep your eyes peeled and see what happens next Sunday, either here or maybe on the Motor Media channel. I don't know. But until then, we will bid you all adieu. Have a good night, everybody.
You guys are probably really scared right now, and I understand that completely. But I get the better of the deal, and even though it's 3 versus 2, you guys are outnumbered because we're better than you guys. Yeah, we are. We're legends in our own mind compared to you guys. Even though you guys got the egos, we have got the wrestling skill.